aware the elections are coming up. So who are you going to vote for and why?
Okay, I'm actually still not sure, so I'm in limbo at the moment. I still need to kind of do a little bit more research in order to make the right decision.
Actually, I don't know exactly. So right now I don't have the vote thing to cast the vote. Definitely, if I got the vote right, so I would be happy to cast the vote for the right person.
Probably Labour, just because I think the Conservatives have been in power a bit too long, and they've done quite a shoddy job of it. I think it's time for a change, really.
I actually haven't decided. I don't think any of their policies resonate with me. Nothing stands out that makes me go for one or the other, unfortunately.
I will vote for Labour, and the reason is they are quite friendly with the immigrants, and they have I don't really like the conservative policies because of their support for Israel and their support for genocide in Gaza. So definitely I'm not be voting for conservative. So I would prefer. I really like Jeremy Corbyn and his viewpoint about the politics and the climate change and the stuff like that. So definitely Labour would be my first choice.
Based on the immigration policies and all, I think Labour will come with the lenient policies.
But at the moment, I don't know.
I think what I've noticed a lot is a lot of promises get made at this point, but many of them don't get delivered. So it's that confusion around who can you trust and who can you not trust, and I really want to be able to give my vote to the right.
I'm afraid I don't think I'm going to be voting for anybody because I don't really trust the government enough. I think they need to really listen to the people and really get to the core issues of what's going on. So I think they need to be like the average man and come to our grounds and really listen to what's really our real problems.
Basically, I'm going to vote for myself. Reason being, when we get all the MPs and that in, they promise us things, but afterwards they change their mind. There is so much corruption here in England and that, and they say, oh, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to do this. But once they're in power, they don't do nothing. So I'm afraid I'm going to vote for myself. Thank you.
Under my circumstances, I'm not fully aware of the candidates and the parties, but all I know that the British Prime Minister has called for a general election this year, yet to get the consent from the Higher Excellency King Charles III. So let's hope for the best, whoever the party or whoever the candidate is. I'm wishing all the very best for this election.
I don't think I'm going to vote this year because I don't think any parties are going to be I don't think they're going to be doing anything positive.
I'm going to vote for the DESI Chats. So there's a reason why he's thinking all about the communities, all over the UKs, and the crisis, for the jobs crisis, the money crisis, and the people who are living here by illegal ways like that, and he's planning to go to them Rwanda, the price. I'm like the DESI Chats as well.
I think I'll go for the Green or any of the independents.
What was the reason behind kind of going for those parties?
One reason, and that's the war in Palestine.
DESI Chats.
What are your kind of opinions on Rishi Sunak as a leader? Do you think he's a good leader, or is he lacking in some areas?
It's nice to have somebody who is from an Asian background as a leader, but that doesn't mean that they may necessarily be the right person. So I still think I'm not sure just yet.
I do question that. Well, I think it's questionable that there hasn't been an election for so long that he wasn't someone people chose. I feel like he was rushed into it and probably a bit out of his depth at the moment. Nondescript.
Doesn't particularly stand out. But then I don't think Keir Starmer does either. None of them have kind of jumped out and I've thought, oh my God, they're going to do amazing things. I did think Rishi Sunak would during COVID, when they had their 5 o'clock, the programme on at 5 o'clock. But now, as a Prime Minister, no.
I like him because he's a South Asian, so I'm happy that he's the Prime Minister of UK. I'm from Pakistan. Rishi Sunak is Indian, but still it's a proud for South Asian that he's a Prime Minister. But it's not about Rishi Sunak. It's about Conservative as a whole party.
I mean, that's why I said, it has never happened in any other country that a person with another origin becoming a Prime Minister. So he has done well, I think, in terms of because mostly when I speak to my colleagues, when the COVID was there, as a finance minister, he has done an exceptional job. But I think coming to the Prime Minister position, a lot of challenges were there, and the opposition was very strong with their arguments. And I think during the Parliament session also, he could not answer certain things, and I think mostly the challenges are not being accepted.
DESI Chats.
Well, he's a very controversial person. There is different opinions. There's people which they have, different. Some think he's a good leader, some others they don't. But definitely the government needs change. They need a change. They need a new blood.
To start off, he was good. But as soon as he got into power, he promised this, he promised that, he promised everything, but it hasn't happened. So no, I think he's crap, he needs to get out.
I think he needs to go, which I'm sure it's going to be a Labour government, but he needs to go. He's far too rich to be Prime Minister and he can't relate to ordinary people.
Many people thought that it would be a bit advantage for the subcontinental people, especially for his own roots, India. But sometimes I get complaints from his people. I'm sorry if I'm being a bit racist, but sometimes I get from the people that it wasn't that much of help. But although he's a good leader.
No, I don't think anyone does at this point, even probably the people that support him, because he never does what he says he does. It's like his actions and his words don't connect. Yeah.
I think he's been a disgrace for his own people in a way, because he didn't do anything for us.
I don't think he's very organised. I think as time goes by, the policies change and he's not good for the British people.
What would you like for the future of the country? Would you like any particular to change, something that's really striking that you want to change?
I think there needs to be more support within communities. Mental health issues are rising, and there are pockets like Birmingham, for example. Our city council's been in a lot of trouble.
There is some situations, a lot of minor corrections that have to be done. One is the medical department through NHS, and second thing is the youngest people are going through a lot of vapes, smoking, weeds and all this stuff. They are more inclined towards these drugs, so that has to be stopped for the young and children.
Probably the housing. I think the housing is quite a crisis. That like renting and things like renting and bills is so high. I think that's a real issue at the moment.
I mean, the NHS is struggling. The NHS is on its knees. What the solution for that is, I don't know, because the NHS needs money. We don't have any money, unfortunately. Housing, there's not enough houses to go around. I know they're starting to build on Greenbelt. What the solution for that is, I don't know. But again, money. Country doesn't have any.
NHS is quite pathetic here. If you are not feeling well, you have to go to emergency. You have to wait like hours and hours, and you still don't get what you should get, in terms of service, in terms of treatment, in terms of facilities, and even like dealing the staff with you,
I would say since I'm working in retail right now, so there's so many shoplifters. We go ahead and complain, and policy is not reacting. I don't know. Law and order should be there. If it's more lenient, I think that's not good for a country.
I would say access to more information for the people, and more free education actually for the young people which they want to go to university. They don't have to, when they go to school, when they want to go to university, they don't have to go with the debt, because you have to pay about £10,000 a year. So when you start working, you actually need to have free education if that's possible, like different European countries they have.
The violence, the drugs, pedophiles and rapists and everything, and people to have a house, not living in a HMO, and better prospects and jobs and everything.
Opportunity. We need more opportunity for people. We need more jobs, more housing, and I think the country can prosper.
I would say whoever goes in power, they should be thinking of more about the people than themselves, especially for the people who are in a low income and working class people, not the big earners.
I think the attitude of people, like everybody needs to come together as one. Like I'm sure if we're like more empathetic towards each other, we'll really set the ground for everything.
I definitely think it needs more funding, because being someone with health issues and struggling with my own problems and dealing with the NHS and stuff like that, I feel like the people that work there definitely need more help, and that's something that it used to be a big priority in this country and it's not, and I feel like whoever comes into Rishi Sunak's place should definitely value the NHS and what it stands for.
DESI Chats. DESIblitz.com